Hi y'all, welcome to Spirit Mail. I'm Cheryl, and tonight we're going to do a special message for the collective in light of what's going on globally. Yesterday, if you noticed, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, I didn't post anything. We had a little family scare. I went to New Orleans and ended up staying there overnight, but I'm home now, and I uploaded the rest of the love readings. But I really feel like I need to do a special message for the collective from Spirit in light of what's going on globally right now. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what are the three main energies that we as a collective can focus on during this season that our planet is going through? God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. I thank you for your guidance in our lives. And I thank you for tarot as a tool. Please show us clearly what are the energies we can focus on that would be in the highest good of all the collective as we walk through this season that our planet is going through. I thank you for clear and concise messages. I thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And I thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly what is the energy that is in our highest good to focus on. Okay, I'm going to pull three different energy categories. So we come out with emotional loss. We have obstacles and challenges, and we have stand your ground. Okay, so I'm going to get clarifiers, and I'm going to get them from the Arcanum Tarot. I'm going to pull some clarifiers, then I'm going to get an overall theme for this message. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for again, tarot is a tool. I thank you for guiding us through different times in our lives. And I ask you to show us clearly what are the clarifying messages for these energies on the table, for emotional loss, for obstacles and challenges, and for stand your ground. Show us clearly what are the clarifying messages that go along with these energies. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Just in case I didn't make it clear, we had a scare, but everything's okay. All right. So with emotional loss, clarifying that, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the King of Pentacles. Clarifying obstacles and challenges, we have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Chariot. And clarifying stand your ground, we have the World, and we have the Emperor. Okay, so before I move on, I'm going to go ahead and get the overall theme. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you for allowing us to use tarot as a tool. Please show us clearly what is the overall theme for this message for the collective this evening. I thank you for clear and concise messages. I thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And I thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly what is the overall theme for this message as it relates to the collective. We have Spirit of the Place. Okay, so I'm going to read what that card says. Turn my phone off. I'm sorry, I left the ringer on. So, Spirit of the Place, our ancestors believed that everything has a spirit, some sort of spirit that kind of oversees and protects a place. Authenticity is the essence of power. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of a place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is in your authenticity. Okay. And our planet has a spirit of the place too, just globally, we do. I'm going to leave my glasses on. So the first card that we come out with as far as focusing our energy is emotional loss. You know, there's, in addition to the physical loss that we're seeing reported, we have loss of control. We don't know what to do, right? Some of us. We're feeling a loss of trust, perhaps. There's different things that we're feeling, that we're truly feeling, and we don't know, in some cases, what to do about it. So I feel like this is, even on a global level, Spirit saying to release that, to process it, acknowledge that it's there, and then release it to Spirit. One of the things that they said, the first thing they said was to let it go, right? And then I'm going to go back to, is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let it go. And sometimes we might say, well, relax. How do you relax in a situation like this? I just, finished watching a news conference with the mayor of New York, and they've got some stuff going on over there, big decisions to make. So as a person, I feel like our major job is to do exactly this, to relax and let it go, and allow those people who are, the government is there to protect and serve, right? Or that's the police, but the government does the same thing. That they're a body to do that. Do I believe in putting my entire life in the hands of the government? I don't necessarily do that. But whenever there's a situation like this, we have to trust that the people who are in office right now, the ones who are deciding what to do with the schools and with the hospitals and with the hospitality industry and all that stuff, we have to trust that they're doing the best that they can do based on the information that they have, and we have to be able to release it. This is probably going to be a heavier reading, mainly because it's a heavy situation. Okay, but it's important that we remain calm, which is why this is so important. So we have this right here, the Five of Swords as a clarifier, right? And this is about communication. The swords are about communication. That includes internet, media, all that stuff. And y'all, I'm telling you, if we listen to it every day, we can get ourselves bogged down, and we can allow ourselves to feel defeated. It's important for us to know what's going on so that we can take responsibility for our personal selves and our personal families, whoever it is that we're responsible for. But to continue to watch and watch and watch is not healthy. It's in fact devastating. I've told you guys the story, if you're a regular watcher of this channel, that whenever Katrina hit New Orleans and the west coast of Mississippi, I could not pull myself away from the television. I sat on the foot of the ottoman, at the foot of my chair. I sat on the ottoman and watched and just cried all day, for more than a day. And by doing that, I immobilized myself. I was not able to do what anything productive, right? Because had I been in a place where I didn't feel so defeated for all those people, I could have gone into action. I could have gone and helped in food lines or, stuff like that. I could have done so many other things, but I allowed myself to be debilitated. So I feel like Spirit's saying, guys, we have to let that go. And this right here, allowing all that communication to just bombard us about what's going on, can really cause us to feel defeated and immobilized. So yes, we have to know what's going on, especially as it affects our own personal communities or families, but we don't want to OD on the information. And then it's being clarified also with the King of Pentacles. We talk about the age of Aquarius, and we talk about a new way of living coming in, and who knows, I'm not making any predictions, but part of what's going on right now may cause new structures to come into place, or for old structures to fall apart, so that new ways of doing things and communicating with each other can come into place. There's something new coming in as a result of this. I was listening to somebody the other day, and I can't remember who it is, but basically they were saying, we have no borders. And while we in this physical world, we put our borders up and we say we're the state of Louisiana, they're the state of Texas. There's truly no borders. And this situation is actually showing that there are no borders, that what's meant to be is meant to be, regardless of race, color, creed, age, socioeconomic, all of that, and physical borders. So I feel like there's something new that's going to take place, and for our best interest is for us to release the emotional attachment to what's going on. Now, guys, if y'all were paying attention when we first started, I almost started crying whenever I talked about getting a message from Spirit. It's an emotional situation to watch what's going on, to watch the fear that's out there. Because I think if we look at the history, there have been probably situations that did feel more devastating. But there's a lot of fear in the country, in not only in our country, but all over the globe right now. And not necessarily fear of this situation, but of the impact it has, the fallout. It's like a grenade goes off and this is affected and now that's affected and all that. So this is going to be important, and I'm likely going to do a daily mail when I finish this reading about the importance of calm. Okay. Then we have obstacles and challenges. So this is the Five of Cups. So it's about changing an emotional state. This is the Five of Wands. So it's about changing the state of purpose and passion and all that stuff. And obstacles and challenges, the way that we live our lives, the way that we walk our lives out. Things are changing right now. I just got a text from somebody that said they just closed all the schools in our state for an entire month. In the state of Louisiana, for the entire month, our schools are closed. I don't know if that means for the rest of this month or if that means for a 30-day. I don't know exactly what it means, but things are so let's think about all of the parents who work, who have both parents in the home that are working, that now, and they have small children. Now they got to figure out, what are we going to do with our kids? Are the daycares going to be open? Are they going to close daycares too because of, too many people in a small space? But so there's going to be some obstacles and challenges, right? And Spirit's saying, this is the Three of Pentacles. So normally whenever I see this, especially in a personal reading, for me it's like a holy collaboration. It's us, our creator, and our spirit team. But because this is a message for the collective, I feel like it's going to be important for us to work together, maybe to reach out and say, hey, I know you have small kids. Do you need a place for them to be while you go to work if you're not working? To lend a hand to each other, to work together, to be able to lend a hand, to lend a helping hand, which our country is fabulous for. Our communities, whenever we do have natural disasters and things like that, we lend a helping hand and help each other out. And I feel like this is what that's about, the spirit of community, right? We might not be able to sit, it goes back to what I was saying a while ago. We can sit there and absorb all of this media about what's going on, or we can make ourselves available in our smaller communities to say, hey, how can I help? Is there something I can do to make a difference? And I feel like that's going to move us forward. And I also feel like going forward in a global way, it's going to be more of this working in unison with each other, not only individually in our communities, but possibly beyond borders, that our countries are going to learn to work together and that we're going to all, unite as a planet versus the way that we operate now. But I feel like this is we have to keep moving forward no matter what the outcome is. Again, I'm not making any predictions. No matter what the outcome is, we do need to keep moving forward. We cannot shut ourselves up in our homes and stop living unless we're being quarantined. But we're not. That is not who we are as a people, right? As a spirit of a people, we reach out and help each other, and we move forward in that way. Because a lot of our friends and family members will have obstacles and challenges because of the way that our government, our leaders, feel like they need to handle these things. And we have to trust that. And then we have stand your ground. This is the Seven of Wands. It's the same card as the Seven of Wands. So I really feel like Spirit's saying, don't forget who you are. For some of you, I get emails a lot where people are saying, what is my purpose? Sometimes our purposes are revealed to us in a time like this, that there's something that we can do to make a change. There's something we can do to help other people, whether it's on a really community type level or whether it's on a larger level in your state, in your country, on the globe, right? Things, whenever we remember who we are, it's like the world changes, or there's something that we can do to change the world around us. But for some of us, this is not only, we've been awakening, we're all on a journey. So, but there's something, I feel like we're going to see things that we haven't seen before for our own selves, for a way as a collective, individually too, that we can make a difference in ways that we haven't thought about before. And then we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is number 4, which is also number 4. And I just really feel like this is about, us standing our ground, being responsible and having authority over our own lives in a very responsible and respectful way, but also honoring the authorities that are in place and the decisions that they are making. They get information that we don't know. So I feel like that is Spirit's message for the collective as far as this goes. I hope this has helped. I brought my cards with me to New Orleans, so I have to get them out. Okay, so we're going to find out now what is the PS with this message. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. So I won't be doing monkey mind or messages from heaven. I'm replacing that with this message for this particular day. But I will be doing a daily mail a little bit later. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. Show me clearly what is the PS that goes with this message for the collective in relation to what's going on in our world today, now, in this season. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Can you show us clearly what is the PS as it relates to this message for the collective? Okay. Ready, guys? PS. Look, there's that again. Let's not forget to work in unison with our communities, or in collaboration with our family members or friends, people that are facing obstacles and challenges because of this. Some people, there is a huge theory out there that everybody's one payday away from bankruptcy, right? So, and there are people that their jobs are shutting down right now, and I hear that there's some resources to make sure these people get paid for at least a couple weeks or whatever. But people are going to be hurting, and then there's again the people that are going to not be able to, or that are going to need to be able to have somebody help out with their kids while they're at work and stuff like that. There's going to be some ways that we can all work together in a physical sense to make a difference, and there's some ways that we'll be able to do that in a spiritual sense too, and we're going to talk about that in the Daily Mail. So now we have the Judgment card. So the first thing that this makes me think of is that, like I've heard preachers say this is the wrath of God, and I've heard other people say this is Mother Earth cleaning the earth, and I've heard people say, I don't go with that or whatever. I think right now this is about us withholding that judgment. We don't know. We can't possibly. Number one, we can't possibly think that any of us truly know the mind of God in a situation like this. Number two, we can't possibly know what Mother Earth is doing. We can, based on our own studies, our own knowledges, the things that we believe, the things that we practice and stuff like that, we can have our own theories, our own ideas, but I think to reserve judgment and instead of trying to have an answer, I think if we can just judge ourselves in the situation, judge ourselves, what are we doing about it? This is the Judgment card, right? It's like in one of my decks, this same card is called the Call. So what is Spirit calling us to do? Judge ourselves in that way. What is Spirit calling us to do at this time? Everybody matters. Are we just to go into our heart and send love? Are we to do something in the physical world and go out and see who we can help that may be affected by a job loss, or a job being shut down, or their kids can't go to school so they need a babysitter? What are the practical things that we can do? What are the things that we can judge ourselves able to do and capable to do in a situation like this? And then we have that Hierophant, okay? So again, we're talking about that, this people in this community, in the spiritual community, talk about the age of Aquarius coming in, and it's usually about, or the people, there are people out there that say that part of the age of Aquarius means that old structures fall away, right? So this is a card about old structures. So perhaps Spirit's saying this is about old structures falling away, or finding a new way to work together and cooperate together. Was that the purpose? I don't know if that was the purpose of this whole coronavirus thing, but the whole situation is that I don't think we can judge what is the cause of it, why did it happen. I think that that's fruitless energy on our part. We're living in this 3D reality, and I believe that instead of us trying to figure out what's the cause, who caused it, and all that other stuff. Leave that to the people who need to figure that out, and we can do the things that we can do in our communities, in our homes, in our whatever level you feel comfortable on, to go out and lend a helping hand, or allow your meditation time to send love and energy to those who need it at this time in some form or another. We'll talk about that more in the Daily Mail. But I love you guys so much, and until next time, y'all go out and have a super duper day.